Hello, everyone, and today I will be presenting my mastery project, which was supposed to be an album. Um, Curiosity inserted. Okay, before I actually get into my project, I want to talk about the reason I applied to TGS. And all my life I've been into music. Like when I was 5, I started learning vocal music, and I learned it for 7 years, and then I stopped for about 2 years because of some incidents, and then I went back. But then this time I went into instruments, and over the past 5, 6 years, I've just learned, taught myself, had formal classes for a whole variety of instruments. And I've always wanted to pursue music as a career, and I knew I wouldn't be able to practice it due to the academic environment at home, so this project was the primary reason I applied to TDS. In this presentation, I'll be going through what my process of writing a song is. And so because of my recent instrumental influences, I start with something in the studio, I start with some instruments, and then I go on to write the song, which we'll get into more detail later. And then I tie it all up with production and mixing and mastering. So, a lot of people wonder where artists get their inspiration, and it's really weird because I get it, at least my lyrical inspiration, from the weirdest places. So I will be doing something mundane. I'll either be showering or doing my bed, or I will just have woken up and I'll be like, you know what's something I should explore? Colonial mentality. Or, I'll be listening to a podcast and I'll have all these ideas, or I'll just be going through the day and I'll be like, I feel X and this is an emotion I should explore and get deeper into. And then I open up my notes, as you can see on the left, and I just type everything. And we'll go into more detail with that later. But that's my lyrical inspiration. Instrumentally, I'm either practicing my guitar or my keyboard or any other instrument. I'll play a riff or a progression that I really like, and then I'll record on my phone, as you can see on my right, as you can see on the right of your screen. I just record on voice notes and I name it something, anything. And then the center is when I'm actually in my studio and I will record something that I really enjoy. But this time, the only difference in the nomenclature is on the right. You can see I name it by numbers, which is not the best way to name something. And in the middle, I name the tracks with the first thing that comes to mind. So, chill, sneaky, like high energy, right? At the bottom, you can see, I don't know what it is, but it's cool. So I'll have the weirdest names, but it's something that just helps me look at a name and then be like, oh, I know what to expect when I open this project. So my songwriting process, like I said, I have the dominant idea and I write down things on my notes and then I transfer them on either the paper or however I'm writing that particular song. And the first thing is getting the idea out. And I write every sub idea that I get, and I'll arrange it all later. I'll think about how it fits together later. Right now, I just need to write down everything I'm feeling, everything I want to explore in this piece. And then later I might start arranging, then I'll get another idea, I'll add it to the, collection of ideas that I have. Of course, it depends on if I'm writing a rap, if I'm writing folk song, if I'm writing the verse, if I'm writing the chorus, because there's different things I want to explore with all of those. But I would say, most importantly, the main way my songwriting process has changed throughout the project is, it might be tempting to say that, it's easy to get inspired when you're in TGS because you're traveling and all these things. But as our educator Shell mentioned earlier, we've not really been traveling, and so I have really turned to myself, and I've realized that songs should not be. I did not used to make them factual, but now even less so. I stopped talking about things outside, and I really think of how I'm feeling. I write about emotions, and I write about what I'm going through instead of an event that's happening. Because to me, songs should be emotional and not as factual. Interestingly enough, I also wrote a 5,000 word paper on songwriting in order for my mastery. For that, I just had a couple of tracks and I analyzed them through the lens of different literary devices, which was my criteria. And my main realization and learning, which I also applied to a bunch of songs afterwards, was I just learned what rhyming truly is. Two words that might not rhyme when you say it and how you say it. I realized that in raps, they provide a sense of flow and rhythm just because how a rapper says it, right? So that really empowered me because I realized that I have the power to make things rhyme. So words cannot rhyme, but I can make them rhyme. And exploring that entire concept of what assonance is was really, really intriguing and applicable directly to what I was doing. My final product, which I will put a link in the YouTube chat right now, was a song of mine, and both of those are me. A lot of people get confused because of different hairstyles, but both of them are me. And this is the one song I've released. So just going through my challenges and successes of my project, my challenge was sometimes it's hard for me to stop working because I don't know if I need to take a break and step back or if I just need to push through it and then finish the project. Next thing was I wanted to finish an album, but I realized that working as an independent artist means I'm my own videographer. I am running my own ad campaigns. I'm, having my own photo shoots. I'm my own producer, which is a very different skill set from being a good singer or a good guitarist. Making it sound good is a very different skill set. Another challenge was sometimes, authors read differently, and someone who designs clothes might look at fashion differently than a consumer. So creators always consume their content differently, and after a long day of mixing, I might hear a song that I've always loved as a listener, and I might not enjoy it as much because I'm hearing things that I didn't before, because my senses are heightened. And I could go out and take a break, and people are like, why don't you take a break? I used to go out and I could still hear birds, and I used to be like, oh, I wish the bird was 2 dB lower. I wish there was a compressor on the laptop fan. I hear things that I really didn't before, and it's really annoying to turn that part off. That was a challenge. Successes were, of course, through the project. I refined my knowledge and skills and things I'll be applying. But more importantly, TGS gave me the budget and opportunity budget and resources to really, enhance the things I wanted to bring out in my tracks, which I really, really am grateful for. Second, success was, despite whatever I might think, my single is out. And like I've said, I've always wanted to pursue this career. And this is the start of a journey I've always wanted to embark on. And last success was, which is similar to the last challenge, which was, like I said, I hear tracks and I hear them in a light that I had not before. And so when I hear them and I find all these flaws in them, I'm like, wait, this track has 20 million views and 20 million people don't seem to mind that the snare is a dB higher. So does that mean I'm overthinking about my own project and need to take a step back? So it's very, very reflective, and it's a great learning experience to always have that experience when I listen to a song as a listener and then a producer. Like I said, the link will be in the chat, and these are just a couple of people who helped me out. On the left is my mentor who gave me advice related to audio. Second to left is a TGS alumni, Amelie. She helped me with video feedback. Second from right is Sam, who helped me through literally all the aspects of the project all the time. And the person on the right is someone you should know because she just presented. She's a great graphic designer, and she helped me design my logo. So back to the MCs.